What's up and welcome to Kplus Gaming Corner and another Outriders video. Today I'm sharing a build for my Trickster featuring the Trespasser Armor Set. I actually put this together while farming for my Shield Beast set, which will be in another video coming soon, and I'm featuring Slow Trap along with Time Rift and Twisted Rounds. The way it's set up, Time Rift is on a really low cooldown coming in every 4.6 seconds, and I'm using Slow Trap as a way to control the battlefield as well as a way to reload ammo and keep our Twisted Rounds up pretty much the whole time. Slow Trap used to be on a much longer cooldown, but now, once the skill ends, we have it back in 3 seconds, so it's a much more viable option to use in both expeditions and trials. Getting right into it and starting with the weapons, we'll only need to focus on our primary since we're using Twisted Rounds and not switching weapons for any Moaning Winds effect or anything like that. After testing out a variety of choices, I settled on the Imploder since I like the combination of clip size, rate of fire, accuracy, and the mods it comes with. The Imploder comes standard with Deadly Disturbance, which causes an anomaly explosion with your critical shots every 3 seconds, and this one came with Concentration Blast, which will also allow those critical shots to create explosions that are more potent the more enemies there are within a 6-meter radius of the target. Since we're going to be in close range a lot, surrounded by enemies constantly, this mod works great to maximize the damage we're doing. I added Anomaly Enhancement, which boosts your firepower based on how much anomaly power you have, and since Twisted Rounds are basically anomaly infused bullets, the gun in general has a lot of synergy with what we're trying to do. As I mentioned, you don't need to worry about a secondary weapon here or a pistol, so just go with something that looks cool when it's slung over your back. For the gear, we'll start with the Trespasser's Cowl, which comes with the Slow Trap mod Deliver on Time, which is important since it's our primary way of reloading our ammo and ensuring we don't run out of our Twisted Rounds. You do want to be a little careful because although Slow Trap is on a 3-second cooldown, the skill itself is active for 10 seconds, so you're really getting it every 13 seconds. But if you run out of Twisted Rounds and it goes on cooldown, it's not a big deal since that's coming back every 11 seconds, and as we'll see later in the packs tree, activating a new set of Twisted Rounds will boost your anomaly power, so you can use that to your advantage. The cowl also comes with the mod Long Range, which triples the range of your Time Rift. Also important since with each cast you'll affect a maximum number of targets. And then rounding out the mods here, this came with Anomaly Echo, which is going to increase both anomaly power and firepower every time you activate your skills. For the chest piece, we have the Trespasser's Armor, where I included Big Range, increasing Slow Trap's range by 2 meters, which makes a big difference. You'll want as many enemies caught in your Slow Trap as often as possible. To explain why, and now's a good time to mention the Trespasser set bonus, having this set increases the damage by 5% per enemy affected by your deception skills, in our case Time Rift and Slow Trap. So between tripling the range of our Time Rift and increasing the sphere of our Slow Trap, we're constantly increasing the damage we're dealing. Plus, Slow Trap is giving you some protection since you won't die once you're inside the sphere. Back to the chest piece, we also have Atomization, which causes enemies inside Slow Trap to be afflicted with the vulnerable status, which lets us deal even more damage. And then we have Anomalic Caliber, which increases our resistance piercing by 30% once we switch on our Twisted Rounds. And we're using Unstoppable Force on the boots, which I'll mention later. But this all feeds into how we're ramping up our anomaly power, which, because of our gun, is also ramping up our firepower. With the pants, we have the Trespasser's Breeches with the mod A Little Bit of Pain, which lets your Time Rift do a good amount of damage over time while enemies are hanging in the air, and this will most likely be your second best source of damage behind your Twisted Rounds. I included Danger Close here, which grants a 6% anomaly power bonus for each enemy in close range and can stack up to 24%, so just being next to enemies is making you more powerful. Vaccinated is on here really as a placeholder, as I'm on the lookout for a better set of Trespasser's pants that come with something like Ammo Bargain, which will help keep your Twisted Rounds from running out, but for now, the extra defense works. I'm using Purple Gloves. These come with Anomaly Power, Skills Life Leech, and Cooldown Reduction, though instead of Cooldown Reduction, you really don't need it. You probably want something like Close Range Damage instead. And then we have Captain Hunter here for the extra damage to elites, Resistance Piercer for some extra critical damage, and Power Assimilation, which is also boosting your anomaly power based on the number of elites that are on the battlefield. Although, instead of Resistance Piercer, a mod that may be a better option might be Dum Dum Bullets, Personal Space, or Aura of Force. For the boots, we're also going purple, these coming with anomaly power, close range damage, and long range damage, though instead of the long range damage I would much rather have something like skills life leech, but we all know how hard it is to get the perfect set of purple gear. Either way, these rolled with unstoppable force, which as I mentioned before is increasing your anomaly damage by 50% of your resistance piercing. And then we have untamed power here for some extra damage every time you cast a skill, but this is by no means mandatory if you roll another mod that's more useful to your setup. I included damage absorber here for more protection since we're spending a lot of time in close range combat, but feel free to switch this out if you feel you don't need it. Stare into the barrel could be a good option here, and you could also consider something like body count, which helps you bring back your twisted rounds almost instantly in case you run out. Looking at the class tree, we're going both top and bottom. Some of the key nodes I'm hitting are Disruptive Firepower, which increases our weapon damage by 35% every time we use a Deception skill. Assault Master, which is going to increase the damage of our Imploder by around 17% the way we have it. And then Counter Shield, which increases our Anomaly power by another 50% every time we're using a Time Rift or Slow Trap. For the pack tree, we're going along the bottom. You want to make sure you get to Power Overwhelming, which is basically like having a second Anomaly Enhancement mod. It's boosting your firepower by another 40% of your Anomaly power when using an assault weapon. And then Perpetuum Trickery, which is like having a better Mage's Rage, where your critical shots are increasing your Anomaly power by up to 50%, as well as I mentioned before, if you lose your twisted rounds and then you reactivate, you're rewarded with another 50% assault weapon damage for 7 seconds. With the Ascension Points, I started with Anomaly damage, and then Anomaly power, and then I prioritized a few areas in the Endurance section, and also increasing my magazine size by 25%, and will be spending the rest of my time filling in more weapon and close range damage in the Brutality area. So that's the build, Trespasser set using Slow Trap for both offense and defense. And for a quick update on my Pyromancer Akari reload boost build, a user on Reddit pointed out that using Overheat might not be ideal in this setup since it was actually getting in the way of the potential damage that my burn was doing. I thought about it and decided, let me swap out Overheat and the corresponding mods and switch in instead Eruption and the mods that come with that skill, and my goodness, I feel like I've actually unlocked the true potential of what the reload boost Pyromancer can do. I might actually have to make a follow-up build video for that, or a part 2 for the Akari set, so I'm working on that. And I'm also still rounding out my Shield Beast set for the Trickster. It just needs the right pair of pants, so look out for those videos coming soon, and until then, peace.